saying that the Hawks are targeting some veteran shooting, and Bogdan, Gallinari, Joe Harris, and Rondo are people that they're very interested in. They feel like they can get two of these guys for sure.
Welcome back to The Jump. I'm Rachel Nichols, still here with Kendrick Perkins, Zach Lowe, and you just heard former Atlanta Hawk, current Jump analyst Vince Carter on our free agency special on Friday. And guess what, guys? I don't know, Zach. He might be giving you a run for his money. He was right about Gallinari, right about Rondo being Hawks targets. And another guy he mentioned is the subject of our first topic here, one of our favorite games, Something, Nothing, or Everything. Yes, free agent Bogdan Bogdanovic has signed a 4-year, $72 million offer sheet with the Hawks. The Kings have until tomorrow to match that offer. If he stays with the Hawks, Vince Carter would be 3 for 4 on his predictions and reporting, Zach. So is this offer sheet something, nothing, or everything? And do you need to add Vince Carter to the reporting team here at ESPN?
Well, first of all, he was also right about Joe Harris. The Hawks would have loved to go after Joe Harris, but everybody knew he was going back to Brooklyn. The Bogdanovic offer sheet is something. I actually really like his fit at Atlanta. I like it better than Danilo Gallinari, who's going to have to play a lot of small forward for them, and I don't necessarily love that. I like the idea of another really good ball handler on the wing who can get the ball out of Trae Young's hands a little bit and let Trae Young run around and set screens like Steph Curry does. Trae could be really impactful in that kind of role and give some other guys a chance to handle the ball. I think everyone's happier. The ecosystem works. So I really like this move by the Hawks, and now we just wait to see if the Kings match. And the Hawks made it nasty with like a trade kicker and stuff. I love when these offer sheets get nasty.
Rachel, Zach, Bogdanovic to the Hawks will be everything. With Trae Young and Bogdanovic, this might be the best scoring backcourt in the NBA. Bogdanovic is a guy that teams have to prep for and shoot around and make sure they have a focal point on how to stop him. He is a walking bucket, and you pair him along a guy that's a level 4 scorer like Trae Young, it's going to be hard to stop them offensively. I don't care about how terrible they are on the defensive end. If you got this much scoring power in your backcourt, you have a problem. And then they could go with a 3-guard lineup where they have Rondo playing the point and have both of those guys playing off the ball. It could be serious. We could see a Splash Brothers, a lower version of the Splash Brothers down there in Atlanta, and I got Atlanta making the playoffs, even if Bogdanovic don't come. But if he do come, they're going to make the playoffs and actually make some noise in the playoffs. That's how much of a factor he is.
So the question then, Zach, is are the Kings going to match, or is Bogdanovic going to be an Atlanta Hawk next season?
Nobody knows. Everyone's asking me that question today. I think given that the Kings already orchestrated a sign-and trade for him that didn't actually work out, I would bet slightly against them matching. It's a lot of money, and they have a lot committed to Buddy Hield and now De'Aaron Fox and Harrison Barnes and Marvin Bagley's come out. So I would bet slightly no, but no team likes to lose a really good player for nothing. So I think I'll say 60-40 no. I don't feel confident in it.
What do you think the Kings should do, Perk?
No, I think the Kings should match. You can't get rid of, look, you can't let a guy like this just walk. And I think with the Kings already giving the young kid Fox his money, you can't let this second option guy, a guy that shows you that he's a closer, a flat-out scorer, just leave your organization without trying to put up an effort. So I do think the Kings should match.
Well, we'll see what they do. They also have, of course, as Zach noted, other financial commitments. And let's get to one of those. Rising star De'Aaron Fox received a 5-year, $163 million maxed extension this past weekend. Fox less than 1 month shy of his 23rd birthday. So, Perk, is this extension something, nothing, or everything?
Rachel, it is everything. It is everything. They drafted Fox, and every single year this young man has gotten better. He's one of the most underrated point guards in the league, and he keeps getting better every single year. I think this is a right move by the Kings. They're moving in the right directions. It showed that they're invested into who the guy that they draft as a lottery pick, and the sky's the limit for Fox, and I love him because you know he's a Texas boy, so I'm always rooting for him, and I'm happy for him. But he's a great starting point for this Kings organization.
It's everything, and it has to be everything because it's every damn dollar the Kings can offer him. It actually reminds me a little bit of the Nuggets deal with Jamal Murray, where it strikes you as a little early, it strikes some people as a little early, but this is a mid-market, small-market team that has to take care of its own guys, and I'm a De'Aaron Fox believer. I think he has talent. I think he can be a leader. That said, last year he got better at a lot of stuff, finishing in the paint, getting to the line, playmaking, but 29% from three. If that doesn't change, guys are going to go under picks against him, and I thought his defense kind of plateaued and maybe got a little worse. That said, if he can put together the improvements he had last year and improve those other parts of his game, then it all comes together and you have a potentially really, really special player. And I'm actually optimistic he can put it all together like that.
Well, if you're talking about a situational contractual comp in Jamal Murray, certainly the Kings would be happy if it ended up as well for them as it ended up for the Nuggets in that situation. Right. Lastly, I want to get to Fred VanVleet, who agreed to a 4-year, $85 million deal to re-sign with the Raptors. The deal includes a player option in the final year. It is the largest contract in NBA history for an undrafted player. So first, just a little congrats from all of us to Fred VanVleet. His expression is bet on yourself, right? So is it something, nothing, or everything, Zach, that Fred bet on himself, got those kind of numbers, and is going to return to the Toronto Raptors?
Obviously, it's everything. Isn't this what you want to see in sports? Undrafted, too little, not athletic enough, can't finish at the rim, blah, 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 blah. And he comes in and he's a flat-out stud. He's a winner. He's tough as hell. He's a character guy, and he's making $20 million a year. And just for kicks, give me the player option in year 4. So if I'm still rolling, I can get back into free agency again in my prime. I love it. I love it for the Raptors. I kind of wanted the Knicks to go after him because I think the Knicks need a point guard in the absolute worst way. But it's a great deal for Fred VanVleet. Great deal for the Raptors.
Well, Rachel, is not everything, it's not something, it's not nothing. This is a beautiful thing. You watching a guy who did get drafted. On draft night, guys look forward to get drafted, but now Fred VanVleet showing guys that never got drafted, especially in this year's draft, to never give up. And much props to Masai Ujiri for taking a chance on a guy like Fred VanVleet. And Nick Nurse actually giving him an opportunity to go out there and prove himself. But you got to give a lot of props to Fred VanVleet because, like you said, he betted on himself. And I follow him on social media, and he always have the emojis of the dice. And he rolling the dice. And guess what? He struck gold, man, and I'm proud of him because for the simple fact that he came out, he delivered. He's an underrated defender. He could get buckets, and this contract is well-deserved. So to the young fellas out there that didn't get drafted or still trying to find their way on the NBA roster, never give up because all you need is that one shot. And when that door opens, you got to make sure you capitalize on the opportunity like Fred VanVleet did. So he's giving us all hope, especially these younger kids that's coming up.
Absolutely. So impressed with him, the way he managed his own development and career. And this is everything, guys, for the Raptors, too, because, first of all, it speaks well of their system. As you said, Masai Ujiri, Nick Nurse, and everybody on that staff who worked with Fred to uncork all of his talents. And they lost Serge Ibaka. And if they had lost Fred VanVleet, too, that would have triggered such a sea change in that organization. So I think this is everything both for Fred and for the Raptors themselves. Coming up, guys, we're going to talk a little Celtics because you know they maxed out Jason Tatum. What does this signal to Celtics fans? Our Hall of Famer Jackie Mack is going to join us next to discuss. You're watching The Jump. Stick with us.